And it's really fun for me. So something like inspiration comes up, and it's like, I think I want to investigate that a little bit more. So that's what I've been sitting with, right? And first, I was considering the question, how to be inspired. But then I thought that there's a question that I should ask beforehand. And so I wanted to start by inviting you all, if you would like, to just close your eyes, if that's comfortable for you. Notice the breath, maybe smile, and ask yourself the question, do I want to be inspired? If the answer is yes, you can ask yourself, why do I want to be inspired? And then, if you like, you can ask yourself, how do I be inspired? And you're welcome to close your eyes if you like, or keep them closed. So even there, I hope that was rewarding for you to even just stop and consider that. What role does inspiration play for me in my life? So if I ask myself, why do I want to be inspired? The answer is that it feels really good. Maybe you have this experience too. When you're inspired, you're lit up. Maybe you have that experience when you're listening to Gurudev speak, or hearing kirtan, or looking up at the night sky and seeing all the stars. But to me, that feels really good. It's important, almost as a way of life, to live in inspiration. Okay. So now to the question, how? How can I be inspired? So I considered a few different points that might resonate with you. The first one is to realize my unique value. Okay? And why does that lead to inspiration? It leads to inspiration because it clears the way to interact with other people and really see them for what they're doing in life, and to allow that to ignite a spark in me. But if I'm questioning my own value, which is something that I think can last lifetimes, a very important moment in my life, and I'm so thankful that it was brought to my attention, was that I was completely exhausted from judging myself. And I saw that I can continue doing that the rest of my life. And I saw that I did not want to keep doing that. So the only answer to how to move away from this self-judgment, this constant self-judgment, was through acceptance of myself. And okay, that's it. I accept myself as a divine being created by God. I feel comfortable saying that. And that's the case for all of us. And that I don't need to play at this game of comparing myself and other people. Because when I'm doing that, I miss the opportunities for inspiration. Because then there are things like envy and jealousy that come up, and those just get in the way of living fully. So I don't believe that game needs to be played, the game of comparison. It doesn't really feel mature to me to be comparing human beings. The cool thing is that each of us is miraculous and unique. Okay, that's number one. Number two, creating space or slowing down. I love listening to Gurudev talking about making a vow, and that you can sense the power that can come from making a vow, hearing him talk about it, right? And I don't know about you, but there's a part of me that wants that wants to have that vow that is so strong, it's so single-pointed. I'm sure there are those here that have that. But also, I think what is extremely important is to not force it. If I want it so much that I need to know the thing right now, I believe that can create some kind of trouble, right? So to be patient, to believe in the space, the meditation practice, stay open. When I'm open, the inspiration comes, and I believe the inspiration can be there so strong that it can lead to that vow, that one pointed focus. But that space, and especially I think considering the world that we're living in, seems to me that it's speeding up in a lot of different ways. We have access to so much information, so much stimulus, that now more than ever, I think it is challenging to slow down and find the space. But perhaps that's why it's even more imperative, and there's a good chance that all of us are here because we've tasted that, the beauty of the space. And so perhaps making that a practice of living in that space. And trusting that when I do that, the inspiration comes. And remembering that I want to be inspired. 3, not getting caught in the person, but staying focused on the message. To me, the message is more important than the person. Often I'm exposed to different people in life, and my ego likes to do this thing where it puts people in boxes. Like, dislike. For, against. What I've learned is that, again, that's a distraction. It's not really important. It doesn't serve me to put people in boxes like that. What's important is if there's something that I am witnessing in them that is valuable, that can inspire me. Because if I flip it around, that would be my hope for my relationship with other people. That would be my hope for how someone would see me. I don't really have any interest in anyone getting like so caught up in me that they're thinking about me all of the time, or obsession or anything like that. That's not interesting to me, and my guess is probably not interesting to you. What I do hope for is that someone sees something in me that inspires them to live their life better. That's useful. That's service. So, living my life, observing, and having done this now for some time, I'm 100% a believer that every single person has unique value for me to use. Even the person that, right off the bat, it's like, I need to stay away from that person, right? That maybe that happens. There's something about energy, right? Where some people, it's just like, oh, yes, I want to be with you a lot. Other people, maybe not so much. But even in that person, there's so much value. And to focus on that. 4, my relationship with past inspiration. Okay. So this is, to me, a very important aspect about setting a vow, right? Because different times in my life, I've been extremely inspired, and it's felt like this is the thing. The best word that I can use for how to navigate this is art. That it feels like an art form. Right? So at some point in the past, I was inspired to perhaps set a discipline in my life. I was inspired to spend time doing something. and it was so big, right? I never wanted to lose it. I think that's why people even get tattoos sometimes, in their life. This is so important. I can't forget it. And so I honor that experience of the past. However, it may or may not still be alive or feel appropriate now in the present moment. And that's the artistic element to it, is investigating, is that alive for me right now? And also being patient. Like maybe I'm just tired and it's not alive for me right now, but if I'm a little bit more patient, tomorrow that inspiration from the past will be alive again. So don't be too quick. At the same time, it might be complete. I've had that experience. And staying open, what I mentioned before, to me is so important. Because I want to be inspired all the time, and I want to see everything all the time. It's like when Gurudev talks about, the student, if you come and your cup is so full, the teacher, the guru, can't teach you anything. Right? He can't help you. He said he wants the student that's empty. Right? So I think there's so much in that beginner's mind staying empty. So any practice that I have, any vow that I make, it needs to incorporate this intention to stay open and present, right here, right now. 5, nature. Reality. Looking at reality, to me, might be the most inspirational thing that there is. And to have the courage to really connect with what's going on here. What is this situation? We've all just been born into this experience. I shouldn't say just. We've been born, and that's amazing. We've been born, I believe, on this planet. And this planet, I've really been considering Mother Earth a lot. And sometimes you hear people talking about, honoring Mother Earth, different concepts, and then sometimes it really hits you. It hit me the other day how special this planet is, how powerful it is. I also believe that I am a part of this planet, that I am a part of nature. So I'm a part of this thing called Earth that is so objectively fantastic, right? We've seen far enough into space, I think, to learn the lesson that this planet that we're on or a part of is something really special. I really have been appreciating eating meals at LCC now at the Lookout and looking out into the landscape, seeing the river and seeing that this is like the artery of the planet, right? And the balance between water and land and the amount of different species there are, right? Like the variety blows my mind, right? Like there could be just 3 fruits and be like, okay, there's 3 fruits, right? But there's literally like hundreds of apples. And the fact that each of us is completely unique. Each squirrel is completely unique. And it's like, what? And that can feel overwhelming, and it can be the most inspiring thing there is. So connecting with reality, again, I think that's why a lot of us are here, that we're interested in that, because we choose to turn towards reality. And I think it's possible to make the choice to move away from reality, that it's too overwhelming. And that's okay, I understand that it's there's an aspect of it that is overwhelming, that is maybe scary. But it's also so amazing. It's so cool. And what helps me more than anything is having gratitude for this experience. Because I know that nothing is owed to me. And a question I like to ask myself that's very inspirational for me is, if it ended all right here, right now, in this moment, would it be okay? Would I feel satisfied? Am I full of experiences? Have I had enough experiences? And that feels really good. That feels very centering. Wow. And then there's more that comes. There's another day. There's tomorrow. The last point I wanted to make, 6, is the why for your being, for each of our beings. We can call this dharma, purpose. But the thing that really lights us up, that I think most of us are investigating, have been investigating. Maybe we found the thing. I think to find that thing is the greatest gift, to know what that is. So some of us have found it, others are searching for it. Even if I found it, it's wonderful to connect with it again, right? Like an old friend. To the core of my being, what is my purpose here? What is my why for being alive? And I believe that we each get to choose. And it's always unique. Each of our whys. I wanted to end by maybe offering an opportunity to inspire you by sharing with you a practice that I have that's changed my life, that continues to inspire me every day. So I'll say that, yeah, I've been for much of my life searching what to do. Kind of connected to this why on the level, maybe more of the worldly level, right? Which we all have to decide, and feeling like, okay, I have something to offer, I have something to give. How should I use it? What should I do? I think many of us ask this question, wonder about this question, right? And I will continue to ask this question. I think it's totally an appropriate question to ask. However, I also found that operating on another level, on a different plane, is very possible and is extremely important to me, right? So I'll ask you to consider. You're welcome to close your eyes again if you would like. First, to consider the question, do I believe that I'm connected to something larger than myself? And if the answer is yes, then perhaps you can feel the energy moving in and out of you, so that the energy of the environment affects your internal world, and that your internal world is affecting the external. So if you believe this, which I do, that you're connected, it means that each of us has the opportunity to do work on this energetic level. And no one might know about it. Amma calls it, undercover, sending undercover love, like no one knows about it. She'll be in a room and secret love, like secretly she'll just be wishing everyone well. And we could do that all the time. So I found great purpose in this, and we can try it right now in this moment. I definitely find it very helpful if the eyes are closed. So you're welcome to connect with the breath and just allow it to flow naturally. Maybe smile, give yourself permission to enjoy this particular moment that's happening right now. And on the next inhale, breathe in goodness. Fill yourself up with goodness, your whole being, as much as you want. Fill yourself up, and then when you get to the top, hold for a moment or two. And then when you're ready, on the exhale, offer your unique energy value out into the world. You might like to try doing that one more time at your own pace. You're welcome to open your eyes if you'd like, or keep them closed. So that's it. I wanted to share that because I realized that I was kind of keeping it a secret, and it may or may not resonate with you, but I have to say that it's totally changed my life and continues to change my life, and it's almost like how many times during the day can I do that? I feel like I'm a filter. That's the best way I can describe myself. And it's going on whether or not I have the intention of it, right? I breathe in air, that's external. That becomes a part of me. I breathe out what's inside of me. That becomes a part of the rest of nature. And so even with all the stuff going on in the world and feeling very small and helpless, I believe in this. I believe in this particular practice. I believe that it matters. I believe that each of us do this. Breathe in as much goodness as you want. Call it whatever words you want. Call it love, call it gratitude, whatever. Breathe it in, hold it in, allow it to infiltrate your entire being, and then wonderfully offer it. And I guarantee it's making a difference. It's really making a difference. No one needs to know about it. It's okay. Thank you all. I hope that was inspiring. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, Avi. There were so many wonderful points in your talk. I hope everybody heard something they can take home with them. One of the things for me was remembering to be inspired by what we're surrounded by in each moment, every day. So thank you for that. We have a couple of announcements. There are a few birthdays today. One is Reverend Lakshmi Barcel. So anybody who sees her, remember to tell her happy birthday. There's also Lisa Santoshi, who's here staffing for the program this weekend. She'll be offering the arati in just a moment. And then Kim, who's must be on stage now, but she's here.